He's quite engaging. She's otherwise engaged. Hugh Grant and Andie MacDowell star in 4 Weddings and a Funeral on Saturday Night Cinema. Welcome to Saturday Night Cinema with your hosts, Sean Higgins, Jackie Brown, and me, Ryan Tucker. Hello, movie buffs. It's date night on Saturday Night Cinema. So snuggle up with a significant other for the 1994 hit 4 Weddings and a Funeral. It can be considered a sleeper hit, gathering a cult following for years since its release. And in '99, it became the highest-grossing British film in history. It was shot in 35 days on a shoestring budget of $6 million, which just goes to show you that you don't need a gigantic budget to make entertaining, successful cinema. It was written by Richard Curtis, and guessing that you're a regular KSPS watcher, you may be familiar with his earlier work in writing the brilliant Blackadder and Mr. Bean series with the hilarious Rowan Atkinson. I remember staying up as a child on weekends in hopes to see either of those programs and laughing till it hurt. Atkinson does have a brief but scene-stealing role in 4 Weddings as the priest. He has remarked that it has been his favorite film that he has been a part of. Our love interest is Carrie, played by Andie MacDowell, whom I've had a crush on since St. Elmo's Fire. She was actually the director's 4th choice for the role after Marissa Tomei, Melanie Griffith, and Brooke Shields turned down the part. Her character is one that can be described as love to hate, which has led some to debate whether or not she played the role well. You be the judge. She did waive her fee to be paid and instead opted for percentage points, which scored her a cool $2 million, whereas Hugh Grant made $100,000. Speaking of Hugh, he plays a character named Charles who ends up being a character he plays for many years to come, but a character we love, befuddled and charming. For his audition, Grant played a tape of his brother's wedding where he was the best man. Grant also had to learn sign language for the part because his character's brother, played by David Bower, is deaf. What you may not know is that Bower is deaf in real life. Alan Rickman was originally up for Grant's part, and to be honest, I'm glad that didn't happen, because all I can think about when I see Alan Rickman is the bad guy from Die Hard, Hans Gruber. I think that Grant and MacDowell have terrific chemistry on screen, and I think you will too. But before we gather for tonight's ceremonies, a word about next week's movie. Co-host Jackie Brown brings you the eerie and campy suspense in 1959 Sherlock Holmes classic, The Hound of the Baskervilles. That's next week, beginning at 8. And now, settle in, dim the lights, and get ready for some charming, dry British humor in 4 Weddings and a Funeral on Saturday Night Cinema.